Welcome to the History Stories podcast. Get ready for an incredible historic road trip. As we kind of delve into history books and uncovered sources, today we're embarking on this journey to explore a truly mind-bending artifact.
Yeah.
The Antikythera Mechanism.
Oh, yeah?
You shared some fascinating material about this, and our mission today is to unpack its mysteries and, I guess, understand why it continues to captivate us.
I think it's really remarkable. You know how, like, a seemingly mundane event, a storm, pushing a group of sponge divers off course, could lead to a discovery of something utterly extraordinary.
Right.
It really makes you wonder, what else is out there just waiting to be found?
Oh, absolutely. And to start, I want you to picture this, right? It's the year 1900.
Okay.
These divers seeking shelter near a small Greek island called Antikythera. They stumble upon an ancient shipwreck.
Okay.
What they pull from the depths isn't just the usual, pottery and statues, but also a rather unimpressive corroded lump of bronze and wood.
Wow.
Dating back to around the 1st century BCE. Okay. For nearly 2 years, this rocky slab just sat in a museum unnoticed.
Can you believe that?
Can you believe it?
That's wild.
I know, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It really highlights an interesting point about how we approach history. Right?
Right.
What initially captures our attention, like the beautiful artwork or grand statues, isn't always what holds the most profound scientific revelations.
Yeah, I think that's a great point.
Yeah.
I mean, this unassuming piece held a secret far more significant than any of the, more visually striking finds.
Exactly. The pivotal moment came in 1902 when archaeologist Valerio Stace spotted a gear wheel embedded within this encrusted material.
Right.
That single gear sparked the realization that this wasn't just a random chunk of debris, but a mechanism of incredible complexity. Initially, some thought it might be an astronomical clock, but its sophistication was just unbelievable for the time, a real anachronism.
Yeah.
And, throughout history, it's fractured into several pieces, eventually becoming this puzzle of 82 fragments.
It forces us to consider how our understanding of history can be so easily shaped by what survives and what we happen to recognize.
Right.
Something that didn't fit the prevailing narrative of ancient technology was initially overlooked only to later completely rewrite that narrative.
It's wild. The accidental nature of this discovery is just stunning. A storm leading divers to an unexpected find.
Right.
As you said, the initial overlooking of the mechanism amidst more visually appealing artifacts shows how our preconceived notions can sometimes hide truly groundbreaking discoveries.
Yeah.
It took nearly 50 years and advanced scientific techniques like X-ray imaging to even begin to understand the hidden complexity within these fragments.
Yeah. It's incredible.
This discovery also really marked the beginning of underwater archaeology.
Right.
So you can already see how this story has these incredible layers, from a complete fluke of chance to this slow, painstaking reveal of its true nature.
So what strikes you most about those early stages of the discovery?
For me, it's the sheer improbability of it all.
Right.
A storm, a crew needing shelter, a diver spotting something odd on the seabed.
Yeah.
It feels like something out of an adventure film.
Right.
And then the years of it just sitting there until someone with a keen eye notices this tiny detail.
Wow.
It's a powerful reminder that history often unfolds in the most unexpected ways.
It really is. And placing ourselves back in that early 20th century context is key.
Right.
The established view of ancient Greek technology was limited to much simpler inventions.
Yeah.
This discovery wasn't just adding a new gadget to the list, it was challenging the entire picture.
Right. This discovery absolutely shattered previous understandings of ancient Greek technology. Before the Antikythera Mechanism, our knowledge of the mechanical engineering was largely limited to simpler devices. The intricate, precision-engineered gears found within this mechanism were unprecedented.
Right.
Comparable to 18th century clockwork, a technological leap across millennia.
It really is. What's so compelling here is the magnitude of the revision.
Yeah.
It wasn't a minor correction. It was a fundamental upheaval of what we believed was technologically possible in that era.
Yeah.
The level of precision in those tiny gears, many no thicker than a fingernail.
It's incredible.
It's just breathtaking.
It wasn't an isolated fluke either. History books and uncovered sources hint at other sophisticated devices.
Oh, really?
Cicero, for example, described a planetarium built by Archimedes in the 3rd century BCE that could actually replicate the movements of celestial bodies. While Archimedes' creation is lost to us, the Antikythera Mechanism gives real weight to these accounts, suggesting a broader, possibly lost tradition of complex mechanical technology in ancient Greece.
Yeah.
The Hellenistic period, 323 to 31 BCE, was a real golden age for innovation, with centers like Alexandria buzzing with scientific advancement.
Right.
This mechanism suggests that the ancient Greeks had a much deeper understanding of mechanics and engineering than we previously thought.
Thinking about those historical accounts like Cicero's description, they might have seemed almost like fanciful tales before this discovery. But now with the Antikythera mechanism as tangible proof, they feel much more credible.
Absolutely. It really makes you wonder what other incredible inventions might have existed and simply haven't survived. The very existence of this mechanism argues for a sophisticated intellectual and technological landscape in the Hellenistic world that we're only just beginning to fully grasp.
And this raises a crucial question. Was this level of technology commonplace, or was the Antikythera mechanism a singular, exceptional achievement?
Right.
The fact that we haven't unearthed other devices of a comparable complexity makes it difficult to definitively say.
Yeah. The construction of the mechanism was deeply rooted in the astronomical theories and mathematics of the 2nd century BC.
Okay.
Greek astronomers, working within a geocentric model, that's the idea that the Earth is at the center of the universe,
Right.
they developed sophisticated geometrical models to explain the movements of the sun, moon, and planets.
Yeah.
They also drew upon Babylonian astronomical knowledge, particularly regarding cycles like the Saros cycle, which in simple terms is a roughly 18-year cycle that allows for the prediction of eclipses.
Wow.
Hipparchus of Rhodes, around 140 to 120 BC, made significant advancements in understanding the moon's somewhat irregular motion, a detail that's actually reflected in the mechanism's design. Some researchers even speculate that Hipparchus himself might have been involved in its creation.
That would be amazing.
It's a truly beautiful intersection of theoretical astronomy and practical engineering.
What's fascinating here is how the mechanism physically embodies the cutting-edge science of its time. Yeah. It's not just a piece of clever engineering.
Right.
It's a tangible representation of the astronomical knowledge and mathematical understanding prevalent in that era. The inclusion of the Saros cycle, as you mentioned, demonstrates a deep understanding of these long-term celestial patterns.
And the potential link to Hipparchus is just mind-blowing to consider.
Yeah.
To think that one of the greatest astronomers of antiquity might have had a hand in designing or even building this, it adds this whole other layer of intellectual significance to the discovery.
It really does.
Yeah.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it highlights the collaborative nature of ancient science and technology. It wasn't necessarily always solitary geniuses working in isolation.
Right.
It's likely there was a community of thinkers, astronomers, mathematicians, and skilled craftspeople who contributed to such complex projects.
So what was its purpose?
Yeah, what was it used for?
The prevailing view, based on all the research, is that it was an analog computer specifically designed for calculating and displaying astronomical information.
Right.
It could likely predict the positions of the sun, moon, and the 5 planets known at the time.
Wow.
Track the phases of the moon, and crucially predict both solar and lunar eclipses using those Saros and Metonic cycles. The Metonic cycle, by the way, is another astronomical cycle of about 19 years that helps align the lunar and solar calendars.
Interesting.
It even tracked the 4-year cycle of the Panhellenic Games, including the Olympics, showing a clear connection to their culture and timekeeping.
What stands out to you most about this proposed purpose?
The sheer scope of its capabilities is what gets me. It wasn't just for one specific calculation. It seems to have been this multifunctional tool for understanding a really wide range of celestial and temporal events.
Right.
And that detail about tracking the Olympic cycle is just incredible. It ties this high-level scientific instrument to something so central to their everyday lives and culture.
Exactly. It really speaks to a worldview where celestial events were deeply intertwined with earthly affairs, influencing everything from agriculture and religious festivals to, as you said, athletic competitions.
Yeah. The front of the mechanism likely featured dials showing the positions of celestial bodies against the backdrop of the zodiac.
Yeah.
The back housed these intricate spiral dials for the Metonic and Saros cycles, and possibly even the Callippic and Exeligmos cycles for even more precise long-term predictions.
Wow.
And incredibly Greek inscriptions on the device itself served as a user manual, essentially. So it was a sophisticated tool for understanding and forecasting celestial events, with practical applications like calendrical calculations and agricultural planning, as well as socio-religious uses like timing festivals.
That's incredible. This raises a really interesting question. Who was the intended audience for such a device?
Right.
Was it a tool for highly specialized astronomers and priests? Or was it potentially more widely accessible?
Yeah.
The presence of a user manual in Greek suggests it wasn't meant only for a select few who understood complex astronomical theories.
That's a fantastic point. Those inscriptions really do hint at a practical application for someone who might not have been a professional astronomer but still needed to keep track of these important cycles.
Right. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the mechanism might have played a significant role in disseminating astronomical knowledge and making it more readily available within ancient Greek society.
While astronomical prediction seems to be its primary function, there are other interesting theories floating around.
Oh, really?
Some initially thought it might be a navigation tool, but its complexity seems to argue against that.
Yeah.
Another idea is that it was an educational tool, a way to explain cosmology to those without deep scientific knowledge, almost like a portable model of the universe for philosophical contemplation. Inscriptions mentioning the colors of eclipses and even winds have led some to suggest possible astrological connections,
Oh, interesting.
as celestial events were often seen as omens.
Yeah.
And there's even a more speculative theory that it was a secret navigation device.
A secret navigation device.
The presence of geographical references like Spain and Pharos in the inscriptions certainly adds to that intrigue.
Wow.
It's fascinating to consider that it might have served multiple purposes.
What aspects of these alternative theories particularly pique your interest?
I find the idea of it being an educational tool really compelling.
Yeah.
Imagine having this intricate device to physically demonstrate the movements of the cosmos. It would have been an incredibly powerful way to teach and understand these complex ideas.
I can see that.
And the astrological hints are a great reminder of just how intertwined science and belief were in the ancient world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's crucial for us to remember that the lines we draw today between astronomy and astrology were much more blurred in antiquity.
Right.
Celestial events were often interpreted as having deeper, even personal significance.
One of the biggest mysteries surrounding the Antikythera mechanism is why this level of technology seemed to just vanish.
Yeah.
We haven't found any other comparable artifacts and mechanics this intricate wouldn't reappear for over 1,000 years.
It's really strange.
Perhaps other devices did exist but were lost to time, or maybe they were recycled for their valuable bronze metal was incredibly precious back then.
Right.
The fragility of the mechanism with its incredibly thin gears only about 2 millimeters thick might also explain why so few survived.
Yeah.
But its sheer sophistication really suggests it wasn't a first attempt implying a potentially lost tradition of complex mechanics.
This brings up a really important point about the nature of technological progress. It's not always a straightforward upward climb, right? Sometimes knowledge and skills can be lost or forgotten due to a variety of societal factors.
Right.
The inherent value of the materials like bronze in antiquity certainly would have made such intricate devices tempting targets for melting down and reuse.
Broader historical and cultural shifts likely played a significant role as well. The decline of ancient Greek science after the Hellenistic period, the rise of the Roman Empire with its different technological priorities, and even the influence of Christianity on Greek intellectual life have all been suggested as contributing factors. It's a sobering thought that such advanced knowledge could simply fade away due to these kinds of historical changes.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the story of the Antikythera Mechanism serves as a powerful reminder of the fragility of knowledge and the critical importance of its preservation and transmission across generations.
The rediscovery in the early 20th century with that crucial gear being identified in 1902 was a major turning point, wasn't it?
It really was.
It's now widely recognized as the oldest known analog computer.
Wow.
Its complexity unmatched for over 1,000 years.
That's incredible.
It has fundamentally changed our understanding of ancient Greek technology and their scientific capabilities.
What's most striking to you about this recognition?
Just the sheer scale of the historical rewrite that this single artifact has forced. It's almost like finding a fully functioning smartphone in an ancient Egyptian tomb.
Oh, wow.
It completely upends our linear timeline of technological development.
It does. It compels us to reconsider so much of what we thought we knew about the ancient world and to remain open to the possibility of significant lost knowledge and forgotten advancements.
Its enduring legacy really lies in challenging this very linear view of technological progress that we often have. It reminds us that the past holds incredible surprises and that innovation isn't always a steady upward trajectory. It's ahead of its time. Nature continues to inspire such wonder. It has spurred countless research projects, documentaries, and even inspired the Archimedes dial in the Indiana Jones films, really solidifying its place in popular culture.
Okay.
Modern scientists and engineers continue to study it, even trying to build their own working reconstructions.
What's so fascinating is how this ancient device continues to captivate and inspire modern minds. The ongoing efforts to understand and even replicate it speak volumes about its profound impact on our understanding of engineering and computation.
The inscriptions on the mechanism are a real treasure trove of details, acting like an ancient user manual with over 3,500 deciphered Greek letters and symbols.
Wow.
They provide information on the Metonic and Saros cycles, eclipse predictions, the movements of planets like Mars and Venus, and even the scheduling of the Olympic Games.
It's amazing. If we connect this to the bigger picture, these inscriptions offer a direct line of communication from the people who created and used this device. They provide invaluable insights into their astronomical knowledge, their beliefs about the cosmos, and even aspects of their daily lives and cultural practices.
Intriguingly, the calendar dial on the mechanism has names of Egyptian months written in Greek letters, which initially suggested Egyptian astronomical connections.
Interesting.
However, more recent research indicates that it likely tracked the Greek lunar year. The dialect used in the inscriptions, which is mostly Koine Greek, also contains some Doric Greek features in the names of the Corinthian months on that calendar dial. This strongly suggests a possible origin in Corinth or its colonies like Syracuse or perhaps northwest Greece. Another compelling theory points to Rhodes, which was a major center for astronomy and engineering during that period. The inscription on the front cover also provides specific details about the synodic cycles. That's the time it takes for a planet to reappear in the same position relative to the Sun as seen from Earth of the 5 known planets. These linguistic and calendar clues offer such fascinating insights into where this incredible device might have originated.
What aspects of these clues about its origin stand out to you?
The fact that so many different places are being considered, Corinth, Syracuse, Northwest Greece, Rhodes, really highlights how interconnected the ancient Greek world was, and the extent of the exchange of knowledge between these different centers. And the Egyptian month names are a particularly intriguing detail hinting at cross-cultural influences on their astronomical understanding.
Indeed, it speaks to a vibrant intellectual landscape where ideas and practices were shared and adapted across different regions, contributing to advancements like this.
The intricate gear system within the mechanism was truly remarkable, with at least 30 interlocking bronze gears and possibly even more.
Wow.
It even incorporated a differential gear mechanism, a technology that wasn't thought to have been invented until much later.
That's fascinating.
These gears were incredibly precise, with triangular teeth designed for smooth meshing, much like the gears in modern clocks. And there was even this clever pin and slot device that ingeniously modeled the moon's elliptical orbit around the Earth. These bronze gears were incredibly thin, some only about 2 millimeters thick. The largest surviving fragment contains a 4-spoked gear that likely completed a full rotation once per solar year. The level of precision and complexity is just astounding.
What's so fascinating here is the sheer ingenuity of the design. The differential gear in particular is a testament to a very deep understanding of mechanical principles. And that pin and slot device for accurately representing the moon's elliptical orbit shows a really sophisticated grasp of celestial mechanics.
Researchers continue their efforts to pinpoint the precise calibration date of the mechanism, the specific moment in time for which its astronomical calculations were set.
Right.
Proposed dates range from as early as 205 BC to around 87 BC, with more recent analyses suggesting possibilities like December 23rd, 178 BC or 204 BC. This ongoing effort really highlights the deliberate and incredibly careful calibration that went into creating this device for a very specific point in antiquity.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the meticulous effort to pinpoint that calibration date underscores the intentionality behind the mechanism's creation. This wasn't just a generic model. It was specifically designed to accurately represent the cosmos at a particular moment in time.
The Antikythera Mechanism is so much more than just an old artifact. It's a window into a level of ancient ingenuity that continues to surprise and challenge us. Its accidental discovery unveiled a level of complexity that fundamentally rewrites our understanding of technological history. From its incredibly intricate gears to its sophisticated astronomical calculations and the enduring mystery of its disappearance, it leaves us with so much to ponder.
What aspect of this incredible device resonates most strongly with you?
That for me, it's the sheer audacity of it. To conceive and construct something so incredibly intricate over 2,000 years ago.
Right.
It really forces you to reconsider everything you thought you knew about what ancient cultures were capable of.
It truly does challenge our assumptions about the past and the remarkable capabilities of ancient civilizations.
If you're eager to explore this further, there's some fantastic resources available. The Antikythera Mechanism Research Project website is an absolute treasure trove of information.
A lot.
You can also see the original fragments up close at the National Archaeological Museum in Athens. Documentaries produced by Nova and the BBC offer compelling visual explorations of the mechanism, and books like Alexander Jones's A Portable Cosmos provide a really in-depth analysis. Even exploring online communities like Reddit's Ancient Civilizations can spark further curiosity and connect you with others fascinated by this discovery.
Those were all excellent recommendations for anyone who wants to delve deeper. The online resources in particular provide access to the very latest research and findings.
As we include this historic road trip into the enigma of the Antikythera mechanism, let's consider this.
Okay.
If such a sophisticated device existed over 2,000 years ago, what other assumptions might we be holding about the past that are just waiting to be revised by new discoveries?
That's a great question.
Perhaps the story of the Antikythera mechanism isn't just about a singular isolated invention, but rather a glimpse into a broader, more technologically advanced ancient world than we currently appreciate. It's a thought that truly deepens our understanding of human potential and the ever-evolving nature of history. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Share your thoughts and let us know what historical mysteries you'd like us to unpack next on the History Stories podcast.
All right, sounds good.